Hi, this is Randy, and in this video, we want to take a look at applying patches or updating our ESXi server. This is, I'm looking at version 6.5, and in researching this, I learned that there is a new way to do it. I want to do the video on the old way because I think the old way has some value in that we use SSH and I think it's a little better learning experience. The new way is off of the help menu here, and you can just go here to upload, and it's a little bit shorter. But while we're here, before we begin our update, let's take a look at our current build numbers, and we'll make a note of this. So we've got our ESXi build number, and this would be, I think they refer to this as the client build number. Okay, so we make a note of that. Also, before we would want to apply a patch or update, if we had any running virtuals, we want to pause those, and we would want to put our host into maintenance mode. Okay. Now the article that I'm going to follow is, as I mentioned, it's an older article, and we used it with earlier versions of ESXi, but I like it because it still works with 6.5. In fact, it works just fine, but it goes through and does a little bit more detail. It gets you into using PuTTY and SSH. And so here's the web article. You can see the URL up here, and it's well written. And I'm going to be following this article and referencing it. Let me show you something else here too while I've got this up here. I've done like I've been doing here, I've been creating a kind of a cheat sheet of notes to help me to go back and do this without having to do a lot of digging or researching. And so I've just got one of those here for this as well. And I'll hold this up here for a minute if you just want to look at it. Well, let me review it with you. So I'm referencing the article, and we're going to go to VMware website and identify the latest patch and go ahead and download it. It'll be a zip package, and it's pretty big. It'll take a few minutes to download. And then if we're following the article, we're going to go to our data store 1, a default data store, create a directory called the patch directory. If we name it this, then we can use his exact syntax. Let's create that directory. We've already put our server in maintenance mode, but if we didn't, we'd do that. Note our current bills, we did that. We then want to enable SSH, which is real straightforward. I'll show you where to do that. You just turn it on. And when we turn SSH on, we don't want it to stay on all the time. We just want to stay on while we do the patch and then have it turn itself back off. We'll use PuTTY or whatever SSH tool you'd like, and you'll need to download and install that if you don't already have that. And then once we've got the zip file moved in the directory and we've got SSH enabled and we're remoting in, then we go at the SSH console and we issue this command. And I've got dots here because this is the part that changes. This is the zip file, the most recent zip file that we uploaded. Once we do that, it'll prompt us for a reboot, or it'll end and we'll know to reboot, and we'll reboot the server and then go back in and check its version number. This will likely become 2 videos because there is some waiting and whatnot. But let's go ahead and get started. So let me just move all this stuff out of the way. Okay. I need to bring one web page back. So this web page, let me bring back here. In the article, where he has the link to this, but this is where you go to get your downloads from VMware. It does require an account. It's a free account, and then once you have that account, you can log in. And this warning up here, I was reading about this. Depending on when you watch this video, there's been some recent news about Intel chips and some code issues about security, and that's what this article is about. And we come in, and it might be a little bit confusing your first time here because of the words embedded and installable, but this is what we choose. We're running ESXi, embedded installable. Pick our version, whatever the current version you're running, and then we search on that. And it comes up and it shows us as of today, and as of that article, the article that I referred to there at the top of this page says that they're holding off on doing any patch building until they get that issue with Intel processors understood and squared away. So our most recent then patch is from December of last year, and we can download it. And as I mentioned, it's a pretty big download. So I've already done that. I've downloaded it. And now what we need to do is move away from this. Okay, I'm going to go now over to our data store and create that directory. I'm going to do it on data store 1 again just to match his syntax. If you do it on a different data store, no problem. You'll just need to update your path or take the example syntax for the path and just modify it. Create a new directory. I'm going to call it patch directory. Going to upload into it. Where's my patch? There's my patch right there. Go ahead and upload into that. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video as part 1. We'll let this upload and then we'll come back with part 2 and continue.